Hey, good evening. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Bully-in-Chief David Reimer. Coming up 7 o'clock on the 2nd of June, 2023, Friday evening. We continue to monitor a line of showers and thunderstorms across the eastern Texas Panhandle. Western Oklahoma starting to move off the Caprock in northwest Texas and into portions of west central Texas and the Big Country. For the most part, this line has been behaving itself, but we do have portions of the squall line, especially moving into the western Big Country, capable of producing damaging wind gusts over 60 miles an hour, maybe some quarter-size hail, some intermittent spotty low-level rotation, and heavy rainfall that is definitely going to be capable of putting down a big enough amount of rain, at least, and water, to cause flooding. In fact, that's what all those blue boxes you see are. Those are flash flood warnings we've had throughout the afternoon and evening. We're probably going to have some more here in portions of the Big Country as these storms move on in. Across portions of the northern Edwards Plateau, we're monitoring a cluster of supercell thunderstorms. These have been producing tornadoes, hail larger than the size of baseballs, and damaging winds over 75 miles an hour ever since they formed earlier this afternoon about 1 o'clock near Fort Stockton initially. These have been progressing off to the east-southeast at about 30 to 35 miles an hour and are now moving into Val Verde County. Eventually, we are going to get back into a larger population center, Rock Springs down to Del Rio over the next 2 hours. We're going to need to keep an eye on these storms as they could remain severe for the next few hours. Taking a look at the high-res rapid refresh model for this evening into the overnight hours, you can see storms across the Big Country into northwest Texas and western Oklahoma are going to continue progressing to the east overnight while weakening, with the severe weather threat ending probably by midnight. However, some storms are probably going to keep on going into Saturday morning. We could have a couple of storms in the Metroplex during the early morning hours on Saturday, maybe about 1 to 3 a.m. Some of those could have quite a bit of cloud-to-ground lightning, maybe a wee bit of hail, gusty winds, and heavy rainfall. Otherwise, the severe weather threat there will also be diminishing as we get into this evening. Farther south into the Edwards Plateau, we're going to be monitoring the cluster of supercells now moving into Val Verde County. These storms could be with us for a few more hours yet as they progress off to the east-southeast further into the Edwards Plateau. It may make a run at San Antonio and the western southwestern portions of the hill country after 9 to 10 p.m. But they should be weakening a couple hours after sunset as we start losing some of that daytime heating, and the inversion on the atmosphere, the cap, starts coming in and squishing these things back down. But given the fact these things are over 65,000 feet tall, it's going to take quite a while to squish them. So we'll be keeping an eye on things here. Main severe weather threat with the storms in the northern Edwards Plateau. Again, baseball-size hail, potential for a tornado, damaging straight-line winds, heavy rainfall. These storms across the Big Country capable of damaging winds of 60 miles an hour, heavy rainfall with some threat of flooding. And then further north in the eastern Panhandle, at this point, we're mainly just dealing with rain. We have a couple of storms in eastern New Mexico that may make a run at the western Panhandle over the next few hours, but the air mass has been pretty stabilized in the wake of the earlier storms. Still could have a bit of hail, wind, and additional heavy rain. You can keep an eye on the sky with the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app, available in the Google Play Apple App Store, with neighborhood forecasts, interactive weather radars, live streaming video, and storm chase video. You can also check out our interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar. We'll be keeping an eye on the sky this evening. We'll be here.